In today's lecture, we are going to learn about variables in Python. A variable is nothing. It's just somewhat what you can use to access your data. Right? It's a way, it's like a container that is used to store your values. And one more thing that we do not need to declare the Python variables before using them like as we used to do in C and C++. For example, if I want to add two or more particular numbers, then I need to declare the data type in advance. But we need not to do it in Python. As Python has a rule that we can declare and we can initialize the variables or the values at the same time. So variable is created the moment we first assign a value to it. A Python variable is a name given to the memory location. It's a basic unit of storage in the program. So it's just the name which is used to create a reference for the data or object associated within a given program. Let's have a look practically. Let's create a file here. For example, new file. Let's take a simple example, that is the addition of two or more numbers. For example, I want to add two numbers, that is 3 and 4. One value is 3 and another one is 4. If simply I write down here 3 and in the next line I write 4. So basically, it would be very difficult to access these values. So in order to make it possible, what we can do, we can assign a name to it. Like to store the value 3, I can choose a name as A and I can assign the value 3 in it. So this particular name that I have taken is the variable. In programming language, we can name it as variable. So variable is nothing, it is the user defined name. User defined is somewhat that is given by the user. So A is equals to 3 and in the next line I have chosen a variable named as B. B is equals to 4. Then to store these values as we want to perform the addition here. So 3 and 4 is going to return 7. So to store the addition of these A and B, I need to take a third variable in which I'm going to print the addition. So for example, I'm taking C here. C is equals to A plus B and then if I want to display the result, I can choose print here, print C. Right. One more way that could also be possible here, we can initialize the variable inside the one line. Like rather than specify each and every variable inside the next line, what we can do, we can choose the variables as this way, A comma B, and we can assign the values accordingly. How it's going to take the values? For A, it would be 3 and for B, it would be 4. Right? So now we need to save the file. Let's save it over the desktop. And now, if you want to view the result, we need to click over run module, and we are having our output right over the shell. That is 7. Right? And to make it more interactive, what we can do, we can take the variable name as sum here and then I want to print the variable that is 7, right? And if you want that sum should be displayed here, then your result should print. Then we can choose the message that we want to print over the screen inside the quotes. That is the string we will be discussing in future. But as of now, you can use either single quotes or double quotes. That is the message to be displayed, right? Now, the variable that is sum here, and we can print the result accordingly. 7. So you can make it convenient according to you, as per as you want. Like if you want sum is equals to 7, then you can use sum equal to, and that entire part should be inside the quotes itself. And now there are some naming conventions and some rules if you want to define your variables. Very first rule is that you should not specify the space in between the variable name. Like if I want to specify a name as my result, then it's going to return you error. Python has a rule, even each and every programming has a rule that you cannot specify the variable's name using space. The variable name cannot have space in between them. Either what you can do, you can place underscore between them, right? So my result is in my result. Then I need to print that particular part only, my result, right? So we can do that. And another thing, Python variables name are case sensitive in nature. What I want to specify, like for example, I have used capital A here and here I'm using small a. Then it's going to give you error. As for the Python interpreter, now this small a has no meaning, right? So basically, now you are using two variables, two different variables. One is in capital, that is in uppercase, and one is in lowercase. So if you want your result, then you need to use capital here itself, then you can print the result accordingly. Let's rerun the file. Right, sum is equals to 7. So here, this was all about Python variables, how we can declare the Python variables and Python variable rules that they do not contain space in between them and they are case sensitive in nature. Thank you.